Now, I'm going to give you a rule. I want you to write this down. If you are on one side of the map, so right now we're top side, and you see the enemy jungler gank the opposite side, that tells you that you are allowed to walk in and take his camps. When the enemy jungler ganks the opposite side, counter jungle his camps. Sometimes you won't know if they're up or not, but here, this is a perfect situation because you already know that the wolves are alive. You could probably assume that the Gromp is alive as well. You already did your camps. You could take the wolves and then the Gromp, and then what do you think you should do after that?
Recall?
Yes. This is your time to think about where you want to use your ultimate. Because I'm always full clearing, and then when I have my ult, I always try to, if I'm like walking out of base or if I finished my full clear, right? That's your timer. So here you're gonna do all of your camps, and then you're gonna think, okay, can I ult someone over here? If not, then you recall, and you come here, and you can choose, am I gonna ult here or am I gonna ult here? So in that way, you've kind of covered all three lanes. So you do your full clear. That's the one that's always the most important, is to get all of your camps down. Then, after your full clear, you look at that lane, recall if you don't see a play, and then you look at the other lanes. But here, you're over here right now, in the river. So just look at this circle. You end up walking like this. It's because you're not confident. I want you now, from now on, if you see a play like this, okay? Like you said, you have two options. One is to fight, or just say give, not fight. You're either gonna fight or you're not gonna fight. And I want you, in the moment, to pick one of these two. When you're in the river, when you put your screen, your screen is watching this play, I want you just to ask yourself if you want to fight or if you don't want to fight. Then, once you've decided, you've locked in your choice. The worst thing you can ever do is to go between the two and then end up doing neither or something and then dying or you do have a lot of options here. I wouldn't be nervous about your gold because the enemy team has 4 people bot lane, which means that if you just end up farming these camps, it's not like anyone's gonna fight you. I would definitely probably just steal their jungle. They're committing so much bot lane. I want to make sure it's worth it. So as I'm doing this, it's not very hard to just like, press your spells. In the meantime, I would look top lane. This Garen is pushed up. Does that mean I can gank him after the Void Grubs? So I'd be like, okay, can I gank him? If not, then can I check here? If this Grump is up, I'll take it. And then I'll probably take the Wolves if the Tryndamere is still like bot lane. And then you just recall. Or you have a third option here, which is, see the dragon is spawning. This is gray. That means it's spawning in a minute. You could ask yourself, if I recall straight away after doing the Void Grubs, I'll make it to the dragon. Am I going to want to fight the dragon? The answer is no. That's an even bigger reason to just stay here because you know the enemy team will fight for it. And while they fight for the dragon, what do you want to do? Take all their camps or kill top lane or something. But here we actually see Tryndamere walking mid. So now we have to change our plans. I would be keeping my eye on mid lane a lot right now. Yep, perfect. Where is he going to walk? Looks like he's walking to his raptors. All right, we'll stay topside then, right? Now I'd still look at, like, this Garen is under your tower now. I'd be like, wow, might be a free kill. Might be a free kill. Oh, you would have killed him. Hey, but you know what I like? You committed to the recall instantly. Making like a decisive play and learning from the mistake is much better than being indecisive. We're wasting a little bit of time. I'll say this right here. I would give up. You gotta know when to give up because if you end up chasing this guy for a while, yeah, even if you kill him, I'm gonna guess, I don't know exactly, but I'm gonna guess dragon is spawning in like minutes and 30 seconds or something, maybe 3 minutes. You chase this guy all the way over here, you ult him, you kill him. What do you get killing him besides the 300 gold? He'll be up again for the next dragon. I'm not sure if we'll have our ult for the next dragon. After the early game, once it hits like 15 minutes, I want you to think about the game as like, unless the enemy team just runs it down and dies, right? Sometimes they just do that. They just die for free. Or if you're trying to create a kill opportunity, you should be doing so in a way where it gets you something out of it. Most of the time, the best kills are the ones that you get right before dragon spawns. Yeah, sometimes there'll be a very sad game where you get a kill and you use all of your cooldowns to get that kill. And then the enemy team will have all their cooldowns for the next fight and like get Baron or something, Like the worst case scenario that could happen. So if we pause the game right here, and I'll ask you, what do you think right now, if you look at the map, is the best way to further the game, get closer to winning? Now, I'm going to give you another eye-opening rule that you should write down. Well, you don't have to write it down. I'll send it to you. I have it written down really well. But this one, it's very simple, but once you get the hang of it, you're going to be a better jungler than most people on the server. I promise you. I want you to get into the habit, pressing tab every now and then. If you're just doing a camp, just press tab and check at the top here, you'll see the dragon, right? Dragon's like over here and you see like whatever time it is. You should be really aware of this time. Once this timer hits 1 minute and 30 seconds, right? Somewhere from the range of 1 minute to 1:30. You have to try to catch this timer when it's between this number. Now you know that the dragon is spawning in 60 to 90 seconds. And if you don't notice, you can just check the map. Right here, this means it's spawning in a minute, right? The gray loading bar means 1 minute. I think the yellow one means like 30 seconds. It's something like that. It's like green or yellow means it's about to spawn, right? But gray means you have like a minute. So every time, I want you to actively think about this. The dragon is spawning in 1 minute or like 90 seconds. Ask yourself this question. It's one, am I fighting? Two, am I giving? Right? It's the same question as before. If you're fighting, then you should ping dragon. Like the on my way ping. Spam ping on my way on this dragon. And at the same time, right, because it's like a minute before the dragon spawns, instantly, like after this wolf camp, for example, instantly recall and spend all of your money. Why are we spending all of our money?
To be as strong as we can be for the fight.
And then, after you recall, you walk straight mid lane. Most of the time, you walk straight mid lane. And you ping on my way, right? Okay. You spam ping your team to come mid lane with you as you're walking out of base. Whichever wave is the next wave before the dragon spawns, you want to push it with your team. Sometimes your team might not listen. Trying to get your team to group up, and you're using your pings to make your team aware of what's going on. And then after you shove this mid wave, and your whole team can walk into the river together and fight the dragon, and you're gonna carry because you're super strong, right? You're giving yourself the best odds of winning every dragon fight if you do that. And then on the alternative, the answer is no. And you're not going to fight the dragon a minute or 90 seconds before it spawns. Your ideal situation, right? If all of these camps are up, just say that all of your camps are up. 90 seconds before the dragon spawns, you know that you're not going to fight. So then you ping danger ping on the dragon, right? Okay. You don't want you want your team to know that you're not fighting. Okay. That makes sense? Yeah. And then you full clear, starting from the camp that's closest to dragon, all the way over here. It's been like a minute, so dragon is about to spawn. Now you're top lane, and you can either gank top lane, or you can walk here and take these camps. So now, even though you're in a tough spot where you can't fight the dragon, you're actually putting yourself way further ahead of the enemy jungler. And this is called cross mapping. You're making a play across the map.